Please rise for the singing of the national anthem, sung by Dr. Jose Pepe Culver, Director of Hendricks Chapel Choir. Thank you, Dr. Culver, for your excellent rendition of our national anthem. President Mahoney, by authority of the SUNY and ESF Boards of Trustees, it is my pleasure to declare the 114th commencement of the College of Environmental Science and Forestry open and in session. Good afternoon. My name is Samuel Mukasa, and I serve as the Executive Vice President and Provost at ESF. Our purpose here is to celebrate and congratulate our students, specifically our December 2024 graduating students. Today we acknowledge their accomplishments as graduating students or soon to be ESF graduates. We will begin our ceremony by introducing the platform party and distinguished guests who are here to take part in today's activities. I ask that you each please stand briefly to be recognized when I call your name, and audience, please hold your applause until all have been introduced. First, a member of our SUNY Board of Trustees, Mr. Giovanni Harvey. Hold your applause. Members of our governing board, the ESF Board of Trustees, Mr. William Fisher, Chair, Ms. Vita Demaki, and Mr. Rick Federici. Next, members of the senior administration, Ms. John Mahoney, ESF President, Dr. Lindy Quackenbush, Vice President for Research, Ms. Kitty McCarthy, Executive Officer for Enrollment Management and Student Affairs, Dr. Zora Thomova, Associate Provost for Academic Affairs and Dean of the Graduate School. Next, our department chairs and division directors, Dr. Shiji Liu, standing in for Chemical Engineering, Dr. Lee Newman, Chemistry, Dr. Steve Teal, Environmental Biology, Dr. Stephen Shaw, Environmental Resources Engineering, Dr. Russell Briggs, Distinguished Teaching Professor, Environmental Science, Dr. Teresa Selfa, Environmental Studies, Dr. Margaret Bryant, Landscape Architecture, Dr. Dashni Rupnarayan, Open Academy, Dr. Christopher Nowak, Sustainable Resources Management, Mr. Matthew Smith, College Libraries, Mr. Aaron Rounds, Academic Governance Executive Committee Co-Chair. Next, the president of the ESF Alumni Association, Mrs. Gail Romano, who will welcome our graduating students later in the ceremony as they begin their journey as ESF alumni. And finally, allow me to introduce our student speaker for December 2024 graduating class, Ms. Abinaya Polaka. So, let's acknowledge these leaders for the contributions they have made and continue to make to ESF, and for their contributions to the success of the graduating students that we are celebrating here today. So once again, please join me in giving our campus leaders a round of applause. So at this time, I want to acknowledge where we stand. We have the privilege of meeting today on ancestral lands of the Onondaga Nation, the center of the Six Nations of the Haudenosaunee or Iroquois Confederacy, who we honor for their many contributions, including the original philosophy and practice of environmental stewardship. This acknowledgement represents our commitment to intellectual and cultural pluralism, and it is meant to honor the significant contributions of the Onondaga Nation to environmental leadership. It is now my pleasure to invite our president, Johnny Mahoney, to the podium to give our commencement remarks.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm just realizing I didn't turn my ringer off. If any of you did the same, now's your chance. I am happy to welcome all of you to ESF's December commencement. It is an honor to gather with each of you to celebrate this year's graduating class. Today is a day of pride, accomplishment, and hope for what lies ahead. We are surrounded by family, friends, faculty, and mentors. Each of you have been an integral part of this journey. Thank you for the support and encouragement that you have provided to our students. To our graduates, congratulations. You've reached an incredible milestone through resilience, dedication, and a commitment to learning and growth. Completing a degree at ESF is no small feat. Our programs are rigorous, our standards high, and the last few years have tested each of you in ways we couldn't have anticipated. And yet, here you are, stronger, wiser, and ready for what lies ahead. Today, you stand as environmental stewards, scientific innovators, and thought leaders poised to make your mark on the world. Think back on all it took to get here. The classes, labs, projects, internships, and hands-on experiences that were both challenging and exhilarating. Each experience pushed you to new limits, testing your perseverance and sparking your growth. Your journey has shaped you and prepared you for what's next. You're ready to tackle real-world challenges, to push boundaries, and to lead us toward a more sustainable, just, and resilient future. As you step into the world, remember that the need for your expertise, your commitment, and your vision has never been greater. We face profound challenges: climate change, environmental degradation, and biodiversity loss, and these require urgent action, innovation, and collaboration. Each of you is uniquely prepared to take on this call, to be part of the solution, and to lead by example. Throughout your time here, you built not only your skills, but also a remarkable sense of community. You supported one another, you motivated each other, and you found strength in your shared commitment to making a difference. That community will be invaluable to you as you move forward. Never underestimate the power of connection and collaboration, especially in these times of challenge. Know too that you're not alone in this journey. The ESF family will always be here for you, cheering you on, supporting you, and celebrating your successes from afar. As you enter new communities and roles, remember that you're part of a global network of ESF alumni who are out there changing the world in countless ways. To everyone who supported our graduates along the way, parents, family, friends, mentors, and faculty, thank you all. Your encouragement, sacrifices, and guidance have helped bring our students to this important moment. And to our graduates, wherever your path leads, into the workforce, further studies, or perhaps on a well-deserved break, carry forward the values and mission of ESF. Our world needs leaders like you, champions of the environment, innovators in science, advocates for social justice, and we have every confidence that you will rise to the challenges of tomorrow. Our future is bright because of you. Yes, the work ahead will be challenging, but it's work that matters. You have the power to create lasting impact. Go forward boldly, with purpose, and know that we believe in you and are immensely proud of all you have achieved and all you will accomplish. Congratulations to the class of 2024. Go forth, be mighty, and make us proud. The world is waiting for what you will do next. Thank you. The opportunity to hear from one of our students is one of the things that we all look forward to during commencement exercises. We provide this platform to hear from a student who's been selected by their peers to address us from the perspectives of students and to tell us about their experiences while here at ESF. This year, we are honored to have environmental science major Abhinaya, Polanka of Kadapa, Andhra Pradesh, India, as our student speaker. You can read about Abhinaya in today's program. Please join me in welcoming her to give her remarks as our student speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome, esteemed faculty, families, friends, and of course, the incredible graduates of class of 2024. It is an incredible honor to stand here before you today. My name is Abhinaya Polanka, and I come from a small town in South India. Traveling approximately 8,000 miles to begin a new chapter of my life was the most daunting decisions I ever had to make. I arrived here with so many uncertainties, doubts, unsure of what lay ahead. Looking back now, I can honestly say that this journey has been as challenging as it has been transformative. There were moments of overwhelming self-doubt, constant overthinking, and the occasional breakdowns. But alongside those moments came those unforgettable memories, friendships with all of you sitting in front of me today, opportunities I never imagined, and moments of personal growth that I will carry with me forever. And now, as I stand here as a fellow graduate of class of 2024, I know exactly what this moment feels like. The excitement, the pride, the relief, and honestly, a little bit of disbelief, but we made it. But when I really stopped to think about it, I realized that we've been here a lot longer than just the past few years. We've been growing, just like the acorn, our school's mascot. And today, we stand at the threshold of something big, something powerful, and something that's just beginning to take root. Let's take a moment to think about the acorn. It is small, but inside it is something powerful. Something with the potential to grow into a mighty oak tree. And if you look at each of us today, you'll see that we too were like those acorns when we first arrived here. We were full of potential, but still figuring out exactly how to grow. In our time at ESF, we've been nurtured, we've been challenged, and given the tools to grow strong and capable. Just like that acorn, we have put down roots, deep into knowledge, experiences, and values that will carry us forward. We have learned to weather the storms, adapt to the changing seasons, and face obstacles head-on. Some of these obstacles came in the form of 8 a.m. classes, caffeine-fueled all-nighters, and the occasional lab assignments that had us questioning our life's choices. But we made it, and each one of us has grown, just like that acorn, into something much bigger than when we started. At ESF, we have grown in more ways than one. While the rest of the world celebrates Earth Day, we take it to the next level with Earth Week, because one day just isn't enough for us. And let's be real, we're not your average college students. We're the kind of people that go head over heels with excitement when we identify a plant correctly. Forget sports stats. Ask an ESF student about their dendrology skills, and they'll proudly rattle off all the Latin names of every tree they've ever met. We don't just identify plants, we love to show off that we can identify hundreds of plants, insects, and invertebrates. Honestly, it's our version of a flex. You don't know Quercus rubra? That couldn't be me. This shared obsession is part of what bonds us as ESF students. But let's not forget what really unites us, our collective anonymous agreement just how brutal Bio 101 is. Seriously, if you survive that class, you survive anything. It's practically a rite of passage. Through all the late nights, early mornings, and countless moments questioning why on earth did we decide to memorize a taxonomy of 500 species, we have grown stronger and more resilient. And just like an acorn does not grow into an oak tree overnight, we have grown gradually. Each test we passed, each project we completed, and yes, each Bio 101 lecture that we survived, those moments were the rain, the sun, and the soil that helped us grow stronger. There were moments when we thought, maybe I just can't do this, and yet kept growing, because that's what happens when you plant something with purpose. It pushes through no matter the odds. It reaches toward the light. When we came to ESF, we weren't just here to study science. We came to learn how to become the leaders that this planet needs. We have studied ecosystems and wildlife, policy and sustainability, activism and advocacy. And we have realized that we don't just want to change the world, that we can change the world. We've been trained to be scientists, policymakers, activists, communicators, and most importantly, the stewards of the planet. Now we stand at the edge of graduation, ready to leave this place and to take on the world. And here's the thing about oak trees. They don't stop growing once they reach a certain height. They keep growing, they keep expanding, and keep contributing to the world around them. As we step into our futures, we're just beginning our own journey of growth. What we've learned here is not the end, but just the beginning of how we'll make our mark on the planet. And like the oak trees, we're not meant to grow alone. We're meant to spread our branches with others, share the shade that we've earned. This community, this college, has given us the roots, and now it's up to us to grow beyond them. We have learned that change does not happen in isolation. We need each other. We need collaboration. We need to support each other in our fight for a better, more sustainable world. At times, it felt like we were struggling, whether we were buried in identification flashcards for dendrology class or scrambling to get to a class on time after way too many nights in the lab. But even when it felt like we were stuck in the dirt, we were still growing. Because growth isn't always a straight line. Sometimes it's messy, sometimes it's hard, and sometimes it's slow. But if there's one thing that ESF has taught us, it's that growth always comes with persistence. But what does it mean to be an acorn in today's society? We know the challenges ahead of us are enormous. Climate change, loss of biodiversity, environmental injustice, all of these issues are weighing on our planet. But we, the class of 2024, have been trained to tackle them. We've been given the knowledge and the drive to become the oak trees of tomorrow, strong enough to stand tall in the face of adversity, grounded enough to support each other, and resilient enough to keep growing no matter the obstacles we face. I have no doubt that each one of us has the potential to grow into something extraordinary. Just as the oak tree starts as a small acorn, each of us has a unique role to play in the future of our planet. We may not always know where our path will lead us, but the foundation that we've built here at ESF will guide us. Whether we're working in policy, science, communication, conservation, or activism, we all carry a piece of that mighty oak inside of us. So class of 2024, as we take our next steps into the world, remember this. We are not the same people as when we first got here. We have grown, we have learned, and we have become stronger. We are the acorns that will grow into the oak trees that will stand tall and strong for generations to come. It is now time for us to step into the world and leave our mark, one strong branch at a time. Congratulations, mighty oaks of 2024, and the world is waiting for us.
Thank you, Abinaya, for your inspiring remarks and all the gifts that you've brought to ESF during your time here. Students like you, Abinaya, inspire all of us and give us hope that tomorrow will be better. We appreciate the rich legacy of accomplishments that you and the whole class of 2024 leave with us. I present this to you. It's a certificate of achievement as our student speaker for the graduating class of December 2024. Congratulations.
Good afternoon. My name is Zora Tomova, and I am the Associate Provost and Dean of Graduate School. Today, I have the best job, formally recognizing the students graduating from ESF. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce ESF December 2024 graduating seniors, master's students, and doctoral students, an exceptional group of people completing their degree requirements. You are poised for success in your future endeavors. Please join me in recognizing and celebrating the accomplishments of our graduating students. The class of 2024 stands as a testament to capability and resilience, showcasing a strong record of academic achievement despite the obstacles they have faced along the way. You will see academic honors in the program with the symbols next to the students' names referring to these honors. A key to the symbols can be found on the inside front cover of the commencement program. You will see that 5 bachelor candidates have successfully completed requirements for the ESF honor program. And 9 candidates have been inducted into the Alpha Psi Sigma, the ESF Honor Society. In addition, one graduating senior was an ESF in the high school participant. And finally, we recognize our 2 veterans of the United States Armed Forces who are wearing a red, white, and blue graduation cord today. We formally recognize academic achievements by adding a Latin honorific suffix to the degree title after the final GPAs are calculated. Students who have earned a cumulative GPA of 3.0 to 3.33 will have cum laude added to their degree titles. Those who have earned a GPA of 3.34 to 3.82 will have magna cum laude added, and those who have attained a GPA of 3.83 to 4.0 will have summa cum laude added. Now for the main event. The recognition of each of our degree candidates from the class of 2024. At this time, I would like to introduce the undergraduate class marshals for 2024-2025 year. Class marshals are chosen based on their academic excellence, campus and community engagement, and the expression and embodiment of the ESF spirit. Those 2 undergraduate seniors are selected to represent their graduating class. They lead their class at both the December and May graduation ceremonies. Natalie Bianchi of Liverpool, New York is a Sustainable Resources Management major, and Vic Poverin from Brooklyn, New York is an Environmental Studies major. Their biographies are listed in the Commencement program. Class marshals, Natalie and Vic, will you please position yourself to assist with the ceremony? I now ask President Mahoney and the Chair of the ESF Board of Trustees, Mr. William Fisher, to come forward to congratulate the graduates. First, we will recognize candidates for bachelor's degree. They will be called by the academic department. Students will be called in the order in which they have lined up here today. We begin by recognizing graduates completing the Bachelor of Science degree in each of the 6 majors administered in the Department of Environmental Biology, including Aquatic and Fisheries Science, Biotechnology, Conservation Biology, Environmental Biology, Forest Health, and Wildlife Science. Chair of the department, Dr. Stephen Thiel, joins to congratulate the graduates. Let us applaud the accomplishments of these graduating seniors of the Environmental Biology program. Environmental biology students. Ryan Schlossberg. Clarissa Burkhardt. Jordan Warshak. Shay Chrisman. Renee James. Zara Defoe. Olivia Zeckler. Cecilia Straub. Millie Coughlin. Pranika Richika Anur Gunasekaran. Eva Noletti. Julia Lotempio. Nicole Minardi. Emma Boris. Eli Griffin. Jane Dominguez. Eleanor Dunleavy. Charlotte Polka. Gillian Birch. Caleb Landry. Emma Murray. Grace Bedford. Katarina Lapan. Celebrity Right. Sophia Goff. Danielle Monroe. Austin Simcoe. Rebecca Jones. All right. Now we recognize the graduates completing Bachelor of Science degree in the Department of Environmental Resources Engineering. Chair of the department, Dr. Steve Shaw, will join us to congratulate the graduates. Joseph Melessa. Jackson Slade. Delaney Graham. Anna J. Roberts. Nadežda Atanasova. Liam Casey. Anthony Baker. Chanista Tiapun. Abenaya Polaka. Chris Ham. Kathleen Bishop. Eric Leon. Erika Young. Hannah Wells. Okay. Let us applaud the accomplishments of the graduating seniors from the Environmental Resources Engineering program. One more time. We now recognize graduates completing the Bachelor of Science degree in the Division of Environmental Science, including majors in both environmental science and environmental health. Director of the division, Dr. Russell Briggs, will join us to congratulate the graduates. I had a science. You have studies? Okay, I got lost apparently in the script. I need to. Environmental Studies. So recognizing the graduates completing Bachelor of Science in the 2 majors administered by the Department of Environmental Studies, including Environmental Education and Interpretation and Environmental Studies. The chair of the department, Dr. Teresa Selfa, is joining us at the podium. Heidi Marie Sproul. Diane Stone. Nia Black. Okay. Now, the next department. We would like to recognize the graduates completing the online Bachelor of Science degree in Sustainability Management in the Open Academy. Director of the Open Academy, Dr. Danshni Ruknarine, will join the podium to congratulate. Abrielle Hamilton. Jennifer Harvey. Olive Olson. We also would like to recognize the graduates in the Open Academy who were not able to make it here in the person. Zachary Clausen, Desiree Fernandez, Matthew Kral, and Danny White. Let us applaud the accomplishments of the online students in Open Academy. And now we would like to recognize the graduates completing the Bachelor of Science degree in each of the 5 majors administered in the Department of Sustainable Resources Management, including Construction Management, Forest Ecosystem Science, Forest Resources Management, Natural Resources Management, and Sustainable Energy Management. Chair of the department, Dr. Christopher Nowak, will join to congratulate the graduates. Marta Bustamante. Aiden Park. Gabe Huckrow. Asha Hotailing. Zachary Swykot. Alexa Michelson. Rachel Arcaro. Brianna Lusinski. Alex Slovak. Matthew Coons. Emily Wagner. Bryce Wager. Adam Stark. Let us applaud the accomplishments of the graduating seniors from SRM program and department. We are very pleased to now present the candidates for the graduate degrees. Completing a graduate degree is truly a sign of outstanding academic achievement. First, we will recognize candidates for the master's degrees. They will be called by the academic department. As each master's degree candidate approaches the podium, we'll ask that the major professor please rise to be recognized as we congratulate each of our candidates. We will recognize all the master's candidates and then congratulate them after all have been introduced. We begin by recognizing graduates completing a master's degree in the Department of Chemical Engineering. Dr. Shijil Liu, please join us to congratulate the candidates. Jailon Lin, Master of Professional Studies, Bioprocess Engineering, Dr. Chang Yun Yu, Major Professor. Devin Murphy, Master of Professional Studies, Paper and Bioprocess Engineering, Dr. Gary Scott, Major Professor. Anthony Meterais, Master of Science, Environmental and Forest Biology. Dr. Joshua Drew, Major Professor. Hunter Collins, Master of Science. And we've changed the department, and they didn't tell me. Environmental and Forest Biology, Dr. Steve Teal, please join us. Hunter Collins, Environmental Forest Biology, Dr. Michael Schumacher, Major Professor. Yekaterina Khadonova, Master of Science, Dr. Eliza Gurari, Major Professor. Jackson Booth, Master of Science, Environmental Forest Biology, Dr. M. Farrell, Major Professor. And we are changing the departments to in environmental science. Thank you, Dr. Briggs. Joining us. Violet Jensen-Moulton, MS Environmental Science, Dr. Andrea Fodelsberg-Parker, Major Professor. And Environmental Studies. And that would be Dr. Teresa Silva, who has quite a movement up on the podium. Please come up. Irene Ganjan Jende, MP, Master of Professional Studies, Paul Hirsch and Bennett Whitmore, Master Professors. Antonio Casper, Master of Professional Studies, Dr. Paul Hirsch and Dr. Jill Weiss, Major Professors. And we are changing the department to Sustainable Energies. Dr. Chris Nowak, Sustainable Resources Management Department, please. Piayumi Jayalata, Master of Science, Dr. Ops Terasme, Major Professor. Okay, let's applaud all the accomplishments of the graduating master candidates. We will now recognize those receiving the Doctor of Philosophy degrees. Each candidate will come forward with their major professor. PhD candidates will receive the gift of a hood and will be invested with the ESF hood by President Mahoney and their major professor. Doctor Hood symbolizes the mastery of learning and scholarship associated with earning a Doctor of Philosophy degree. It incorporates the unique colors of the College of Environmental Science and Forestry. As you graduate with your PhD from ESF, may you wear our colors with pride and honor. To further acknowledge this significant milestone in your academic journey, your major professor will escort you to the faculty section of the audience once you have crossed the stage. Will you please step forward? And we have Mayuri Zhang, Doctor of Philosophy in Bioprocess Engineering, Major Professor Chang Yun-Yu. The title of thesis, Upcycling of Ligocellulosic Wastes to Value-Added Porous Materials. Katarina Ben-Seering, Doctor of Philosophy candidate, Environmental and Forest Biology, Major Professors Mark Lomolino and Dr. Cynthia Downs. Thesis title, The Impacts of a Changing Climate on Body Size Dynamics of North American Mammals. Amiel Dale-Serrault, Doctor of Philosophy and Environmental Science, Major Professor Dr. Stephen Shaw, and the thesis title, Investigation of Hydrological Processes Across Scales, from Stream Reaches to Large Watersheds. Shayan Mirzabeigi, Doctor of Philosophy, Sustainable Construction Management. Major Professors Dr. Mohammad Raskenari and Dr. Paul Crovella. Thesis title, Integrated Building Envelope Assessment Towards Automation of Energy Retrofit. Drone-based data acquisition, automated thermal anomaly detection, and workflow development. Wow, you have a long thesis title. Please let us applaud one more time the outstanding accomplishments of these doctoral graduates. Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much, Dean Famova. We will now proceed to formally confer the appropriate degrees on our graduating students for December of 2024. So President Mahoney, will you please join me at the fire lectern? Will all the candidates for the Bachelor of Landscape Architecture and all the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degrees please rise? President Mahoney, it is my pleasure to present to you the candidates for the Bachelor of Landscape Architecture and the Bachelor of Science degrees.
Pursuant to the action of the College of Environmental Science and Forestry faculty, the college trustees, and the trustees of the State University of New York, I now confer on you the degree of Bachelor of Landscape Architecture or Bachelor of Science appropriate to your course of study. The diploma that you receive is your evidence of our action, and it gives you all the rights, responsibilities, and honors pertaining to that degree. Congratulations. Please be seated.
Will all the candidates for the Master of Professional Studies, the Master of Landscape Architecture, Master of Forestry, and the Master of Science degrees please rise? They don't get a hand. President Mahoney, it is my pleasure to present to you the candidates for the Master of Professional Studies, the Master of Landscape Architecture, Master of Forestry, and Master of Science degrees.
Pursuant to the action of the College of Environmental Science and Forestry faculty, the college trustees, and the trustees of the State University of New York, I now confer on you the degree of Master of Professional Studies, Master of Landscape Architecture, Master of Forestry, and Master of Science appropriate to your course of study. The diploma that you receive is your evidence of our action, and it gives you all the rights, responsibilities, and honors pertaining to that degree. Congratulations. You may be seated.
Will all the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy degree please rise? President Mahoney, it is truly my pleasure to present to you the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy degree.
Pursuant to the action of the College of Environmental Science and Forestry faculty, the college trustees, and the trustees of the State University of New York, I now confer on you the degree of Doctor of Philosophy appropriate to your course of study. The diploma that you receive is your evidence of our action, and it gives you all the rights, responsibilities, and honors pertaining to that degree. Congratulations. Graduates, you may now move the tassels on your mortarboard caps from right to left. Congratulations and good luck.
My name is Gail Romano. As president of the Alumni Association, I'm honored to represent and serve you and 22,000 ESF alumni around the world. You have worked very hard, and I'm thrilled to congratulate and welcome you as new members of the Alumni Association. When you started your journey at ESF, your knowledge, skills, and discernment were just beginning to grow. They were nurtured by wonderful faculty and staff and enriched by special experiences. You have matured and progressed. You began as acorns full of potential and have certainly grown into mighty oaks. I'd like to share with you the poem, The Oak's Journey, penned by an anonymous author that speaks of your transformation. The oak tree started as a seed, a tiny thing, so small indeed. But with time and care, it grew and grew, becoming tall and strong like few. It weathered storms and harsher climes, and yet it stood the test of time. Its branches spread, its leaves did sway, and so it stood day after day. The oak tree's journey has been long, and yet it sings its timeless song of growth and strength, of life and pride, and of the beauty found inside. So let us honor this great tree whose journey, we can all agree, has shown us all what life can be, with growth, strength, and tenacity. Now that you are integral members of the Fellowship of Alumni, I charge you to take care of each other, the students who follow in your footsteps, and the grand mission of our college. Be sure to stay in touch by sharing your contact information with the Alumni Office and follow us on social media. Share with us your accomplishments, adventures, and life events. We are here for you and excited to share your journey. We are proud of you and wish you the very best in what lies ahead.
Thank you, Mrs. Romano. And now it is my pleasure to give some closing comments. Before I begin the closing comments, would all the graduates please hold up the ESF flags you just received? We want a photo of all of you with these flags here in Syracuse before you embark on your adventures in the world. And please send us photos of everywhere you go in the future with your ESF flag. Thank you. As we approach the end of the 114th commencement exercise, let me first recognize another important group of people who have played major roles in the success of the new graduates we are celebrating here today. President Mahoney already recognized the importance of our graduating students' families and friends. I now want to recognize the ESF faculty and staff. Their dedication, steadfastness, and tenacity in providing the best possible education to our students, sometimes under difficult circumstances, is commendable. So please, let's take a moment to thank our faculty and staff. Will the faculty and staff present here today please stand to be recognized? This is my 7th and final commencement as ESF Executive Vice President and Provost. I announced recently to the ESF community that I plan to retire at the end of this semester during the 40th year of my academic career. And I promised the President I wouldn't cry. It has been the greatest privilege of my life to have the final word with graduates like you before you walk out of here as ESF alumni. As I thought about what should be said on this momentous occasion for you and for me, I decided to very quickly reflect on my 40-year career, plucking out a few lessons learned, and then hazard to speculate on your 40-year career in the workforce, which begins right about now for those of you who are not planning to go to graduate school. First, to share just 3 things about my journey in the workforce. I have worked for 5 universities, and the most satisfying outcome of my career over the past 40 years has not been the papers I published, the grants I was awarded, or the recognitions I received, but rather the students and postdoctoral research fellows who worked with me and have gone on to have distinguished careers of their own. The list includes a college dean, department chairs, faculty members, both state and federal government employees, and high-impact players in the private sector, including the former chief chemist for Nestle Waters of North America. I've even had a couple of students who went on to work for the US government, but they can't tell me exactly what they do. I can guess, and it is not spying. At number 2, I took risks I shouldn't have, particularly during one memorable field season among 9 others on the cold continent of Antarctica. During that one field season, we did a lot of climbing in the Pensacola Mountains to collect rock samples for analysis. This mountain range rises from sea level to 7,000 feet in just a few miles from the Weddell Sea. There was one prized rock layer we desperately wanted to sample close to the highest peaks. And so using a 7-seater ski-equipped plane called a Twin Otter, we went scouting for a route up the mountain range, but really couldn't find one. As we buzzed the 2 highest peaks, distraught about not finding an obvious route up to the rock layer we wanted to sample, the pilot looked at me in the co-pilot seat and said, "I can land you right there," as he pointed to a small ice and snow-covered saddle between the 2 jagged and threatening peaks. My desire to sample the layer got the best of me, and I authorized him to land. After collecting our thoughts following an air-raising landing, the pilot told me that he did not think the saddle was wide enough for one open end to the other for us to gain enough airspeed to be able to take off. I proposed radioing McMurdo Station 800 miles away for rescue, which no doubt would have meant the pilot getting fired for taking a terrible risk. The pilot then proposed something I've never even told my wife. So let this be a secret between you and me. He said he would gun the engines from one end of the saddle to the other toward a cliff with a 1,000-foot drop. He said he would put the plane in free fall to gain enough airspeed for us to fly away. I told him that I had 2 graduate students on board and didn't want them to die here. He said, "If you stay up here, you will die. And so we better go." Just as he finished that sentence, he gunned the engines, and we floated off the cliff with full flaps to catch the wind so that we would manage to stay airborne. It worked. And that's why I'm here to tell this story. However, that was the last Twin Otter flight I ever took in Antarctica. So why am I sharing this story? Be lucky or make your own luck, because you'll need it during your 40-year career that begins about now. Number 3, I have had an incredible vantage point watching what has come to be known as the information age. I wrote my master's degree thesis longhand and had it typed by a professional typist. Imagine that. Typing used to be a profession. 3 years later, my fiancée, who has been my wife for the past 40 years, and I indulged and purchased an Osborne executive computer with 124 kilobytes of RAM, or random access memory. You are already laughing. For some perspective, the average size of an email today is 75 kilobytes. In fact, the computer had such a small memory that its operating system had to be loaded from a floppy disk each time the machine was turned on. And graduates, I'll let you Google what a floppy disk is. Shockingly, the Osborne computer cost $2,500, which is just over $7,500 in today's dollars. It weighed about 25 pounds and yet was considered the first portable computer. We still have it, but we don't dare plug it into the wall for fear that it might catch fire or perhaps even explode. So graduates, your Osborne computer moment is now. With artificial intelligence or AI and machine learning or ML. We can laugh now about a 124 kilobyte computer from 40 years ago, just like we are laughing about today's ChatGPT hallucinations. Even the latest pay-to-play versions of AI are expensive and still have very limited capabilities. However, in 5 to 10 years from now, we will see who is laughing. AI will get much better, and you will be able to recall this day as your Osborne computer moment. Overpriced, underperforming, but with a whole new world waiting to break out. The whole reason for bringing this up is that you, as members of the workforce, will be confronted with multiple challenges related to AI technological revolution. However, because of limited time, I'll mention just 4. And number 1, as ESF graduates schooled in sustainability, you will increasingly become concerned about the energy it takes to operate data centers that AI and ML are based on. You have probably heard that a ChatGPT search consumes 10 times as much energy as a regular Google search. I say regular Google search because even Google has recently converted to AI and ML in its updated search engine, which has boosted its energy consumption just like all the others. To put this in perspective, 3% of the energy on the grid today is consumed by AI data centers. And this will go to 6% by 2030 and to 9% by 2035. So searching for cute cats doing silly, entertaining things that make us laugh is not entirely free and actually has a substantial carbon footprint. We no doubt seem to be headed for a crisis in energy demand by data centers, and your generation should be very concerned about that. Number 2, individuals with limited knowledge of artificial intelligence and machine learning and other immersive technologies will be more susceptible to exploitation by those possessing sufficient expertise to recognize a swindling opportunity when they see one. Intentional cyber deception designed to steal from you will become commonplace. Number 3, intentional deception will also blur the boundaries between fact and fiction to make you take actions you wouldn't normally take. Pretty intelligent people have been deceived into believing all sorts of fantasies, and I foresee this becoming even bigger during your working years. However, I am confident that with your ESF common sense, you will not fall for schemes that sound too good to be true or too fantastical to be based on reality. And number 4, Cherish the friends you have made at ESF so that you avoid becoming an isolated and lonely person in the future. If you should find yourself in those circumstances, AI has a solution for that too, and will sell you virtual friends, either physically present ones, or ones that exist only in algorithms online or in the cloud. Now, despite those challenges now lurking on the horizon, let me finish by expressing great optimism about the future of this country and your 40 years in the workforce. Our recent pessimism, particularly about the economy, is at least in part rooted in not knowing very much about the world outside of our borders. If you missed out on an opportunity to study abroad, it is never too late to go out and explore the world as your resources permit. You will find that the US by far still has the largest gross domestic product, or GDP, you can Google that too, at something like $26 trillion per year. Our closest competitor is at $17 trillion per year. And to use a couple of states as examples, California has the fourth largest GDP in the world, bigger than India's, bigger than Britain's, bigger than Canada's. New York State, our New York State, has a GDP that is bigger than Russia's. People in the poorest states in this country, on average, earn more money than people in Britain, in Germany, or Canada. So if we don't get the opportunity to compare ourselves to the neighbors on this continent and across the pond, we lose sight of what a good thing we have going. We remain the envy of the world, and it is incumbent upon us to acknowledge and appreciate this status with gratitude. I finish with a quote from Steve Jobs, who said, "Think different." If you create a company called Apple, you don't necessarily have to remember your English grammar either. After all, there is an AI fix for that as well. So Godspeed, and go forth and improve your world. Thank you. Audience, we ask that you please remain in your seats until the platform party leaves, followed by the faculty and staff, and then the graduates. We invite you to join us at the Gateway Center immediately following the recessional to continue the celebration. As much as possible, we ask that faculty and students remain in regalia for photographs in the Gateway Center. Marshals, will you please take your positions again? President Mahoney, I now declare the 114th commencement of the College of Environmental Science and Forestry adjourned. Thank you.